So when it comes to drawing, the internet is full of how-tos. A lot of amazingly skilled craftsmen will show you exactly how to do pretty much every aspect of visual art that's been figured out by mankind so far. There are resources galore. So a lot of people are learning how to draw all the time, and that's fantastic. But while how is a very obvious question to ask about learning to draw and creating visual art, have you ever thought about why? Why pursue drawing? What's so good about it? Will it actually help me? I mean, it's not that easy. Why take all this time and energy to learn something that's so unimportant and unnecessary? Or is it? Well, I've loved to draw my entire life, and I'm gonna try my best to give some good reasons to get started or to keep going with your drawing habit. So I put together a nice, easy to digest, internet-friendly list. 20 reasons why learning to draw is awesome. Join me, won't you? Improve communication. What even is drawing if not a way to communicate something? A thought, an idea, a story, a representation, whatever. Drawing helps us explain things and give instruction. It helps us explain concepts, illustrate new ideas, create new designs, and communicate thoughts in ways sometimes words just can't.
Isn't there this one girl with hair like this?
Yes, that's Ramona Flowers.
Think of being in a place where you don't know the language and you need to use the bathroom. Drawings can be pretty helpful. Or a map. Those are drawings that teach us about our planet, keep us from getting lost. Drawing a chart or a graph helps us make comparisons and choices. Drawing helps us keep records, keep track of things, and record history as it happens. Drawing is actually a great way to help us tell stories and even jokes.
This is kind of cool. This is a drawing of Skull and Crossbones when he was still alive. So this is before.
Drawing is a communication device, just like writing. Humans have been communicating through drawings for pretty much the whole time humans have been a thing. Whether you plan to work as a writer, an engineer, a chef, whatever, there are times that drawing could actually come in pretty handy. I'm not saying that everyone needs to become Michelangelo or Raphael or any of the turtles, but a basic understanding of drawing shape, perspective, proportion, these things can go a long way. Improving our drawing skills can give us access to tons of creative and practical possibilities to communicate. So, improving your drawing is improving your communication skills. And is that ever a bad thing? No. Extremely accessible. There are lots of cool hobbies to take up out there. But let's say we wanted to get into something like, I don't know, the gentleman's sport of polo, or glass blowing, which I recently tried, by the way, and it was awesome. Shout out Davey. I mean, for both of those activities, you're gonna need a couple things. Hey, listen, play polo if you want. That's no problem. Be a glass artist, that's awesome. But drawing, paper, pencil, done. You might not even need a pencil. You might not even need paper. You really just need anything that makes a mark on anything else, and you can practice and improve for a lifetime. Thus, drawing is portable, cheap, super easy to get into. Embrace your creativity. I've heard a lot of people say, I'm not creative, impossible. I think creativity is just a natural part of being a human being. Some may not think they use or rely on their creativity much, but trust me, it's in there. Like dancing and singing, drawing helps us to really express ourselves and our feelings. We should also not dismiss creativity as a goal on its own. Creative expression can do all sorts of great things for us: alleviate stress, reduce negative emotions, provide positive identity affirmation. Drawing helps us to explore and live in our creative mind, and that, my friend, is where all the coolest stuff comes from. Mental calm. Drawing just chills you out, man. Speaking for myself, I've always just loved the feeling I get when I'm drawing. Focused yet deeply relaxed, happy, excited, explorative, challenging. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's the best. And using that creative energy we talked about, sitting down, getting lost in a drawing, there's nothing like it. There's a reason painting is commonly recommended by therapists to their patients. Making art will encourage any of us to look inward in a world full of external stimulation. With our mind focused on drawing, we can let our problems rest for a while, let our mind embrace the intuitive and mysterious side of things. So, while this is true of all art in general, drawing is a great way to relieve stress and relax. And there's a lot of stress out there, and anything to help with that is good to know. Learn to see. If you really think about it, you can't draw something if you don't really know what it looks like. Drawing is about seeing. In fact, drawing is at least 50% observation. You need to look at objects a lot in order to draw them. If you want to draw an elephant, then you have to look at an elephant. You have to really study it, understand why you see it that way, and then draw it. Drawing helps us to notice and see more. After you draw something, it's harder to forget how it looks. You'll start to notice that your observation skills in general will be polished. You'll become more alert about the details within the world around you.
I see everything.
Drawing makes us slow down, be patient, pay attention, educating our visual sense. Ergo, the more you work on improving your drawing skill, the more you'll be aware of and observe the world around you, which has many benefits. Builds your brain. It's been said by some that drawing helps us think better because when we're drawing, we're thinking of new ways to draw things. And this makes us grow more thinking neurons and we improve our mental agility. Apparently, that's what they say. We need drawings to figure out things that we're thinking about. What would happen if architects and designers and inventors didn't draw first? Inventors do a lot of drawing to help them imagine better ideas. And most inventions haven't been invented yet, so drawing will help us discover them. There's also been a lot of research to indicate that drawing helps with improving our memory. It trains our eye, it trains our hand-eye coordination. It makes things easier to remember. Drawing helps us build a nice juicy brain, and that's great. We all want that. Visual journal. Drawing's a skill that will develop over time, obviously, but an aspect of drawing that I love is how well documented that progress is. If you just keep those old drawings, you could go back and look at them. You'll be amazed at things you were once very proud of and how far you've come since then. If you've kept up with it, of course. And this can be a great motivator when we're inevitably feeling discouraged about our own abilities, as we all are from time to time, and that's okay. Impresses people. What can I say, man? People think drawing is cool. If you could draw beyond stickman abilities, people basically think you're a wizard anyway, so if you're into that sort of thing, there's another reason. Plus, you might be able to pull off some baller moves like this.
There's a lot more where this came from. If you go to the dance with me, yours truly, Napoleon Dynamite.
Rewarding. The reward for achieving a good-looking drawing can make you feel great and really boost your self-esteem. Remember how great it felt when you were a kid and your parents would put your drawing up on the fridge? You get that same sense of achievement at any age when you complete a drawing you're proud of. Whether it's on the fridge or not, you could still put it on the fridge if you want. You don't have to wait for your parents to do it. Just go ahead, you have your own fridge now. Capture your imagination outside your head. Have you ever tried to describe a dream to someone and you know they'll never quite understand the aesthetic of what it looked like? But if you can draw and communicate that to them, they can see, you can show them this amazing world that you've created in your mind. Think of how cool it is to be able to imagine something and show someone exactly what you were thinking. I think that's a big reason that I continue to try to improve my drawing ability, just so that I can close the gap between what's in my mind and what I can show people. Drawing helps you do that. So that's a reason. Fully you. Drawing gives you an outlet to be fully yourself. There are no rules, there are no regulations to be followed by any artist, no perfections required. You're free to put your imagination on paper without words, and while other things might be similar that are out there, no one else will ever do exactly what you did. It is unique to you, completely you. Self-expression. Awesome. Creative starting line. Drawing can be extremely effective when you're working through large-scale ideas. When starting any project, it's interesting to realize how often people just draw it out. Like those little sketches on a napkin or something. Growing up, that was a big part of all the projects that we took on. We would draw it out first, get our heads around it, and then proceed. All the cool things that we enjoy, a lot of the time, drawing is the first step. Can do it forever. Drawing is one of those hobbies you never need to age out of. It's one of the few hobbies that can be shared by infants to the elderly. And unlike some things like certain sports or physical activities, drawing is something that we could just keep improving as we get older and older, if we keep up with it. Personal development. Drawing makes us surer of ourselves, more confident, and less afraid to make mistakes. Drawing teaches us that many mistakes can be fixed, and many mistakes are good because they help us discover new ideas. Doodling also enhances the imagination and keeps our brain active, preventing dementia apparently. So it's actually pretty healthy too. Who knew? Dominate in Pictionary. I didn't say all these would be deep. Generate better ideas. Drawing is a great way to have and explore new ideas. Something about just marking on paper seems to kind of partner with having new ideas. I don't know what it is. I find the more I draw, the more ideas I have, and the more ideas I have, the more likely a good idea will show up. And the more good ideas I have, the more likely one of them will be something, I don't know. Make money. The term starving artist has been used in the past quite a lot. You know, getting into art has no money in it. But that's just not the case anymore. I mean, the internet has opened up so many opportunities in so many ways to monetize your art, and there's many people benefiting from this around the world. And it's not impossible. It's very doable. Galleries, prints, commissions, stickers, apparel, print-on-demand sites. Link in the description. You can start a class, make a course, all these things and so many more. And although those things take quite a bit of figuring out in themselves, a solid foundation of drawing is a great start. And if you could crack this NFT thing, I mean, you could make millions from drawing this.
Rock costs more than your house. In fact, you could probably buy 5 houses for the price of this virtual picture anyone can download for free.
But let's not talk about that right now. Anyone can do it. Okay, you might be thinking, well, yeah, all these points are good and all, but I can't draw. Yes, you can. Of course you can do it. Yes, you. you can do it. You can draw as well as anyone. You're not too old, you're not untalented. You can do anything that you want to do. People often think you need a natural talent for drawing. You don't. Drawing is a skill just like anything. So you just start with the basics and go from there. Don't give up when your first drawings don't resemble what you imagine. Just see them as entries into that visual journal we talked about earlier. Anyone can become skilled at drawing, so you don't need to say, I can't draw. If that was something you used to say, you don't need to say that anymore. Drawing is art, and art is life. Art is why we're here. Creating it forces us to go within, reminds us we're all connected, completes our humanity. To tell our own personal, unique, amazing story. When we experience art, we escape to a place of peace and contemplation. We need art for respite. Art washes away from the soul the dust of everyday life. It's about being more alive, being more human, having a richer sense of yourself. Let us beautify this world we inhabit, providing a refreshing yet crucial alternative to the mundane, dreary nothingness of this concrete jungle we've all jailed ourselves within. Art is essential to becoming the human being you can potentially be. So let us draw. It's fun. To be honest, this is the only reason I've actually stuck with drawing all this time. It's just fun, man. I love living in my imagination and seeing what I can come up with and what other people come up with and what that inspires me to think of. And then it just seems to bring delight to yourself and to those around you. It's not about the accolades, not about the likes and the follows. It's just supposed to be fun. It really is for me, and I hope it is for you too. And those are my reasons. Did you agree with my list? Let me know if you could think of any other reasons drawing is a worthy pursuit. Also, let me say you don't have to draw. I'm just saying that if you were interested in maybe getting started, or you used to draw and you don't anymore, kind of thinking about getting back into it, I don't know, whatever. Here's a bunch of reasons why it's actually a pretty great thing. So keep drawing, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Visual journal impresses people. It's quite rewarding, isn't it? Here's a challenge for one of you. How many times did I say drawing in this video? Over 1,000? I don't know. Felt like it.